This final installment of the series of 6 for the Master number 11, I'll be talking about the final event. Now, they did this single attack on September 11th. There really aren't many other notable attacks that occurred on that day. Everything else is financial. This is when they steal from you. This is when they get their light, because that's what comes out of your private part area. As per the tree of death, you have the genital area, which is the moon, a reflector, and that reflects the light that's inside of you. So that's where it comes from. And that light comes straight from the photonic realm, the limitless light that's outside of this realm, limitlessness. There's nothing above that. That's incorrect. Now I digress. Back to the Master number 11, because the number 11 is tied to the magician, and it's also an indicator of what they're after. They're after meaning. They're after a personality. They're after love, sex, and life. This is how they fuck you, so they can have their life or their light. Because if they can scare you, then you release your glandular secretions, which come out of your rectum, and they feed off of it. This is how they do their magic. They're warlock, witches, and sorcerers. They're not really magicians. They're just taking advantage of things that were given to them that they couldn't develop on their own. Okay? So here you had the September 11th attacks. You have the 3/11, the 6/11, and the 9/11 event. They're attacking love. For if you knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. And the universe of the one word is love. There's your numerical breakdown, 3, 6, 9. This is the reason why they attack on these days. They get you to release your light to them so it can feed them and keep them alive and keep them here in power over you. Okay? Now, as you can see, Manhattan was burning on 9/11. In Phoenician, which people mistake as Hebrew, Sodom or sodomy means burning. You see that? You know, hunk of burning love. When you get burned financially, you're being sodomized. When you're taken to war and you bring home no spoils of war, and you just go into debt, which is sin. I've shown in my other videos how sin is opilema, the Greek word for debt, offense, a sin. You're getting sodomized. You're getting burned. And who's behind it? Well, there was 5 dancing fake Jew kikes caught on 9/11 and released subsequently, and then their brothers, the Ishmaelites, took the blame, and we went to war with them. They're a willing participant for their brothers' crimes. The 9th month is the month of Elul. This is where they blow the shofar, which is a ram's horn. The ram is an animal of Mars, okay? And Mars is the god of war, their strength. You see that? They blow their horn for strength. And that's another, slang word for penis. They like to blow their own horn. They like to toot their own horn. They ask people for forgiveness, reciting potential prayers. Now, they don't forgive us. They forgive themselves for what they're doing to us, okay? Because they see us as less than nothing, because that's exactly how they deserve to be treated, and they don't want to ever fall below that threshold of power. Otherwise, they will be treated like that forever. It even says it in the Bible how they will inherit everlasting contempt for what they're doing. This is the reason why there was only one notable attack on 9/11, and the rest of them are financial attacks, because they're busy sodomizing you. And this is how they got it all started, was that one fateful day on September 11th, 2000. Now, if you check out New York and Stellarium, you can see who was clearly there that morning. Here's Manhattan, New York, as you can clearly see. There's Gabriel. There's the moon. There's Gemini, his house, right there, watching Manhattan burn on 9/11. 2001, 8:41 a.m. or 8:46 a.m. when the attack first occurred. So that right there should show you that the moon, whom is Gabriel, their god, you see that the god, the moon, Gabriel, was there watching us getting sodomized. He was there orchestrating it. And he even sacrificed a whole bunch of souls for that event to occur. They stole a bunch of light and material. There's over 100 floors of that stretched out cube known as the Trade Towers that fell. Okay, and it housed two souls, the two witnesses' souls, Apollo and Uriel. And those souls were saved. They weren't destroyed, but the other people that were inside that building were. Or so the fake Jukikes think. Their souls are actually been spared. Everyone's going to be taken for judgment. Everybody's going to be brought back. Nobody's lost, nothing has been gained. Now, the reason why they attacked on 9/11 is because of Genesis 9:11. I wish to establish with you my covenant. Never again will all life be destroyed by the waters of a flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. That means Gabriel, who is Noah, will never use Neptune to destroy the earth ever again. And why is this the attack date, 9/11? Because it's clearly shown right here, September 11th, 9/11. Because they're attacking the new covenant. They want you to stay in the old covenant, the one with Saturn, where they cut your dick with a knife to circumcise you, the males, or the men. That's the old covenant. The new covenant is circumcising by your heart. Let's see here. Deuteronomy 10:16, circumcise your hearts, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. Those who don't have circumcised hearts are very stiff-necked, and that's what these people are, these fake Jukikes. They are very stiff-necked. They don't have any love in them. They just hate us. They eat us, and if you look on the table of elements, H is listed as hydrogen, the first element. They are hydrogen eaters, haters. You get it? They're not lovers. As you can see right here, it shows that Jesus, or King Jesus Hydrogen Christ, Jupiter, was born on September 11th, 3 BC. This is another reason why they attacked on September 11th and why it correlates to the Bible of Genesis 9:11. Because they're attacking the new covenant. They want to keep you in the covenant of the moon and Saturn. You see that? There's Saturn right there by way of Mars, the god of war. They don't want you to come over here to Mercy. You see that? Mercy, Jupiter, King of all Jews, King Jesus Hydrogen Christ, whom you all know as Jesus. They don't want you to go to the new covenant. They want you to stay with them. They want you to be sinners and feed them forever because they're parasites. They're sodomites, ites. Now here you can see clearly the moon cycles from these sodomites and their god, Gabriel, the golem of Satan, the son of Satan, and how the world is vulnerable. You see this? Where the moon will be on 2017, the Gog and Magog war. That'll start from China and Russia and Iran and North Korea. It's all right there in front of you. And they're going to be going up against the West. You see how this works? Gabriel's trying to stop this at all costs, and he missed his 3/11 event, and he's going to miss his 6/11 event as well, because if you don't have the 3/11, you can't do the 6/11, and you can't get the 9/11. You can't steal the love away from us, the love energy, the light, because if you can't steal from love, you can't tap into unconditional love, where all energy comes from, the photon realm. You are here inside of the box. Come out of her, my people. And the box is slang for a vagina, a female part. This is the electron realm, the limited realm of light that flickers. Outside of it is the photon realm, the real Eden, limitlessness, where light doesn't flicker, where God truly is, whom we all know as God. But we don't remember his name. Because if we say his name without being prepared and he comes here, we all pretty much die off and we get reabsorbed by him, and he doesn't want that. Now, these people are trying to stop the future from occurring because there's two souls, like I said, inside of those buildings, the two witnesses, Apollo and Uriel. They're twins. That's why it's the Twin Towers. You get it? Revelation 1:13 or 11:13, which is 3:11 backwards. And I will appoint my two witnesses, and they will prophesy for 1260 days, clothed in sackcloth. Now, nowhere does it say in Revelation who these two witnesses will be, but I know exactly who they are because they died next to my King on the cross. Revelation 11:14 or 4:11 backwards. They are two olive trees and two lampstands, and they stand before the Lord of the earth. That means they can't be Hamites or Shemites. They can't be Enoch or Elijah or Moses, because Enoch, Elijah, and Moses are not olive trees. They are fig trees, and they will produce no fruit. On 9/11, they did a lot of their financial disasters, okay, on other years. The Great Depression that started, that was all financial. That was done by the fake Jew kikes by orders of the Vatican, who's controlled by Saturn. And I've shown in my other videos how Saturn, the country, Italy, is named Saturnia, and Saturn is the heathen god. These people are heathens. They're not Jews. They're parading around as Jews. And on their month of Elul is when they go ahead and forgive each other. When you forgive debt, it takes you from minus back up to zero. That's where the money goes. It disappears. They eat it. They make everybody else suffer. This is how they do their forgiveness against all of you. They forgive each other while punishing all of you. Do you see how this works and how they steal from us through war? They make us go into debt, then they forgive each other, then the money disappears, and everybody else suffers while they are just laughing their asses off, and they've got all that money to themselves. And these people call themselves Jews, so you will not hurt them, because it says in the Bible, if you curse a Jew, you shall be cursed. But they're not Jews. Just as it says here in Revelation 2:9. I know your afflictions and your poverty, yet you are rich. I know about the slander of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan. You see that? There's the black cube on their head that they wear, these fake Jew kikes. In the Holy Land, it's called the Teflon, and there's the Kaaba stone of Mecca over in their Holy Land, Mecca, in Middle East. These people are both Shemites, just as I've shown here on the Table of Nations. Shem, spiritual great religions. Ishmael, Arabs. Esau, Edom. These Amalekites, who are the fake Jews, are grandsons of Esau. They fall under the house of Shem. That's why they call themselves Semites. They hide the H to fool all of you. And the Arabs are also Shemites. So these fake Jew kikes and the sand niggers are one and the same. Do not eat from that tree of the knowledge of good and evil, or you shall surely die. Saturn in the old chemistry, an appellation given to lead. That's the alchemical metal he rules over. So if you're bad, really, really bad, and you don't, you're in the house of Ham and Shem and you die, he'll actually stick you in the lead. That's where I ended up after I was King Solomon, King David, Joseph, and Isaac. I ended up inside of the lead. I had to have my king die for me to pull me out of the lead. In heraldry, the black color. Satan, the grand adversary of man, or Japheth, which makes Satan a human, Ham and Shem, the devil or the prince of darkness. Darkness is another name for Satan's consort, Lilith, his wife. And that's the color black, which connects to Saturn and black. So there's a connection between those two entities. Lead, a metal with a dull white color with a cast of blue. Now, if you check here, in this picture, here's the fake Jew kike's flag in the Holy Land. Here's your dull white color with a cast of blue.